The following is a Thorpe TV production brought to you in cooperation with Jack Thorfinson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for the SOCS Show, brought to you live from Mr. Holster's Ranch way up north near the Canadian border. Let's have a rip-rousing, roaring round of applause, because here he comes, direct from the bar, Mr. Holster! What a putz! Mr. Holster. The only thing tougher than Mr. Holster is YouTube. Mr. Holster's... Oh, Mr. Holster, hey, yeah. That's me, guys. Mr. Holster. Yeah, Jack's not here. He's not back from the party yet, so yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing here. I had to have Jimmy write me the monologue, and yeah, I don't have any whiskey. No, nothing. There's nothing on the whiskey stand. All I got is a glass, but I do have a Citra Pale Ale tonight. Yeah, which was given to me by my sister. She gave me some Surly Citra, extra Citra Pale Ale, and she gave it to me for a reason, because it was a bad day. And we might talk about that a little later, but let's get the show started off right, because let's pop the top on this one, as Machine Gun Kelly would say. It may not be rye whiskey, but it ain't bad. Well, we're going to get some of this, yeah, we're going to get some beer suds on us. It's the only way to do it. You ready, guys? Here we go. I hope you're prepared tonight. To the sunny slopes of long ago. That doesn't heat you up and cool you down all at the same time. Good stuff. Well, we're going to try and have some fun. I got a story to tell you that Jack won't let me repeat, and he's not here, so I'm going to. And I got Jack's gun out today, so we're going to talk about that too. First off, let's take a look at Jimmy's monologue. Yeah, and Jimmy works so hard, you know. I tell you, the other night, Jack and I were down at the VFW drinking. Yeah, we were just having a few beers, and we decided it was time to go home. That's because it was closing hour and they kicked us out. And we get outside to the truck, and Jack says, "Here, you better give me the keys. I should drive." I said, "Jack, I think you drank more than I did." And Jack said, "No. You had more beers than I did." And I said, "Well, yeah, but mine were all in bottles. You kept ordering pitchers." Jack says, "Don't worry about it. I should drive. I tell you, Roy, I feel right now I could stop that truck on a dime." And yeah, he did, because when we backed the truck up, the gentleman had a dime in his top pocket. So anyways, we're driving down the road, and it's kind of a tricky road on the way back. It's got a very curvy, windy road, and then there's like a fork in the road, and we're coming towards the fork, and I say, "Jack, give this gal up here the right of way." And the next thing I know, Jack's slamming the truck right into the side of the car and pushes the girl right into the ditch. And I said, "Jack, what'd you do that for? I told you to give her the right of way." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said hit her right away." So I rolled down the window and talked to her to make sure she was all right, and she was really nice about it. As a matter of fact, as we were driving, she was maybe a little shaken up, though, I'll have to say, because as we were driving away, I heard her say something about the sun at the beach. At any rate, so we're driving down the road here, and I look in the rearview mirror. I look up, and there's a squad car behind us, and I say, "Jack, there's a highway patrol officer behind us." And apparently it was two highway patrol officers. The one was taking the other out on a training session, and they hadn't given out a ticket all day long, and the guy driving said, we haven't given out a ticket all day long. We should really give out a ticket, so you know how to do that, and let's follow this guy and see if we can't give him a ticket. So he's following us, and Jack is driving absolutely perfect. You couldn't be any more careful. He's going right down the center of his lane. He's using his turn signals correctly. Never dropped the speed one bit, right on the speed limit, maybe a mile per hour under the speed limit. Absolutely perfectly flawless. And then all of a sudden, the guy in the squad car turns his lights on and pulls us over. And the highway patrolman comes up, and Jack rolls down the window, and patrolman says, "Not trying to bother you or anything, sir, no problem. I just wanted to stop you and congratulate you. In 35 years of being a patrol officer, you are the safest, most careful driver I've ever seen." And Jack says, well, you're as drunk as we are. You got to be careful. Good monologue, Jimmy. Jimmy's not here. It was good. It was nice of Jimmy to stop by and write that little monologue joke for me. And it seemed kind of butch, so it was all right. Yeah, there wasn't any at all in it. I didn't think. I don't talk about this because Jack doesn't like it, but Jack's not here, so I figure what the heck. Back in the day, after Jack left the Secret Service, well, I don't know if it was after the Secret Service or before the Secret Service. Matter of fact, it was. It was before the Secret Service. It was after he left the company. Jack worked, after Jack was in the military for a while, he was in the Navy and then the Marines. And Jack, for a while there, he worked for the CIA. Yeah, and he's got this great story he tells that a lot of people don't know this, but back during the Apollo time period with the Apollo missions to the moon, they actually had an Apollo that went to Mars, and Jack went on that mission with them because they were putting out satellites, surveillance satellites, at the same time, and Jack they actually landed on Mars, and Jack was there. And I said to Jack, "What was it like? Just barren wasteland?" He said, "No, it was pretty much like here." I said, "Get out of here." "What do you mean pretty much like here?" He said, "No, there's actually people living on Mars." And I said, "Jack, get out of here, Jack. What do they look like?" He said, "Well, interestingly enough, they look pretty much just like we do." He says, "Except for the women, all the women, their breasts are on their back." And I said, "Seriously?" And he said, "Yeah, it's really odd, but it's fantastic when you go dancing." Jack's going to be mad because I stole that joke. As long as we're here, let's look at a gun. I'll drink a little of my Citra Pale Ale. See if I can get something going here. It's good stuff. Wouldn't be a SOCS show without a gun, and I decided, well, Jack's not here, why not get out his AK-47, because I think that's one of the guns that's totally acceptable by YouTube standards, and it's advertiser friendly, because it's got a 30-round magazine, see? It's a low-capacity magazine, because now YouTube has decided and written the laws on this country on what a high-capacity magazine is, and a high-capacity magazine is over 30. Yeah, so this is perfectly advertiser friendly. This happens to be an FM Vepr, excuse me, made by Mullet. I think that's how you Mullet. Is that how you pronounce it? The Russian company Mullet. At any rate, I'm very proud and happy. Well, not here. We're on Jack's channel, but on my channel, I'm very proud and happy to say that they're a subscriber of mine. They are, yeah. And I constantly watch their videos and comment on them, but of course my Russian is kind of weak. Yeah, Jack's is really good. I mean, I can get out a few sentences and things, but Jack is just fluent in Russian. So Jack and I watch them together, and I try to do it, but Jack corrects me, and he always types in my comments. But at any rate, thought I'd share Jack's Vepr here with you tonight because it's a fantastic Vepr. Yeah. 7.62 by 39. And it's got this VPRL rail, which is a TDI Arms product. And I bought it from Rob Ski at the, what's the name of his channel? It's the AK Operators Union 4774. I think that's it. Very nice gentleman, by the way. And an immigrant to this country, and a patriot, and serving in our armed services. So, yeah, very nice. And I really do like Jack's Vepr. I wish I had one. I wanted one so bad. I wanted a Krebs Vepr so bad. And so did Jack, but alas, neither one of us have any money, so it didn't happen. Big events this week. I went to the doctor, which I thought was a minor deal, and it turned out to be a major deal, and we won't know how major till they get me like a fish. Then they'll check the lymph nodes. So we're looking forward to that. So you may see a little lapse in our programming on both channels, or maybe a permanent lapse if it sets in as fast as they're suggesting. There we go. The one upside is now that Obamacare has totally ruined my health care. Yeah, if you got to go fast and let them try and collect it after you're dead, I say. So that's the other big news. And since that is what looks like is going on, but you never know, I might get lucky. I've been lucky a lot in my life. And I talked about this with my wife after we found out what they had to say. And I said, you know, frankly, before I married her, which, seriously, let me just have another. I wish we had whiskey tonight. You know, it was really a bummer we had no whiskey around here. All the bottles seem to be filled with orange pop or cider vinegar. I'm kind of glad Jack's gone for a week or so. But I was going to say before I met my wife, but I actually met my wife working on an investigation. And then decades later, she came to my father's funeral, and we got married. That was easy. What else do I want to say before I go? I'm going to tell this story, and I don't think it matters anymore, but I was told never to tell this story by my father. I'm going to tell it now because I don't care. And I also think that at this point, I'm questioning the FBI and CIA anyway, so the whole government to me is a lost cause. It's so corrupt that, and by corrupt, I'm not talking about the legislators, because I got a story there I could tell you too, and I probably will if I find out I'm definitely going. No, let's rephrase that. There's one I'm definitely telling about Hubert Humphrey before I go. But this story, I was not supposed to tell it, and I don't see what difference it makes at this point, because all this clandestine stuff and everything is all common knowledge anyways. Back in the day, my father had a telephone in the bedroom when we're talking around the time period of 8 to 10 years old. He had a phone in his bedroom, and it was always touted as being a special long-distance phone to make long-distance phone calls, which technically it was. And we were always told not to touch this phone. And one day, I was in the bedroom, and being a kid, I was told not to touch this phone. So at any rate, I picked the phone up and start playing with it, and in no time at all, I'm talking to somebody. this nice gal, and I'm having this conversation, and my father comes in the door, or in the room, into the bedroom, and I'm talking on the phone, and if looks could kill, he ripped that phone out of my hand, and it was as if he had the ability to, and I think almost at that point it was like, it was this far away from having the ability to have lasers come out of his eyes and burn me to crisp. He was so mad. And afterwards, yeah, I got in big trouble for having talked on that phone and got yelled at a lot. And actually, I'm pretty sure he spanked me for that too. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure. And it wasn't until a lot of years later I found out why. Well, that was a direct line to the CIA. Yeah. And it just, oh my God. No wonder he was so mad. And no wonder we weren't supposed to touch it. So there you go. There's my little story, because at this point, I don't want to die and never have told that story to anybody but my wife. So I thought I'd share it with you here, because at this point it doesn't matter. My father's been dead he passed in 2006. So, well, that's 17 minutes of your life you'll never get back again. And at that, I will stop. Sorry about that, guys. I always do that when I talk about my dad. He was a good man, and I missed him. Miss him. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next time. And I'll try to have next times. Go out. Stay safe.